We consider that it is true that not all of the society needs art and value art as something primary in their life. But we don't think just because it is not objectively needed by all of the society, we shouldn't subsidize and fund those subjective needs of the people that really need those art funding comes from the government to protect them from imminent unemployment, to protect them from losing their primary source of entertainment, and protect them from losing the manifestation of their identity. What is our stance instead of opposition? First, we believe that the government should continuously fund arts by funding art school, art theater, local cultural traditional art, or to the individual artists. Second, we believe that we should hire a board of experts with diverse range of political or ideological belief that comes from various background of art expertise. For example, contemporary, old school, or classical art that will make sure the arts that will be funded is art that is diverse and cater to all subjective needs of society. Third, this board of experts will look into the art that is going to be funded based on three parameters. A, the artistic value of that art. B, the historical value of that art. And C, the utility of that art in society. That is to say, we are still going to fund traditional art that are currently outcompeted by a more contemporary art in the market, and we are also going to fund art that can be advanced to the progressive agenda of the government to promote social harmony and peace in society. We have 2 points of rebuttals. First, they say that in order for something to be subsidized by the government, it has to ensure the basic objective needs of all layers of society. I have 3 responses for this. First, art is a basic primary need for some part of the society. In US alone, there are 5 million jobs that are currently revolve around art industries. Around 700,000 jobs are heavily reliant on the government subsidy. It means that livelihood of these people, the ability of these people to put food at the table and sustain their family is heavily reliant on the government subsidy. Therefore, art can be considered as a primary need of the people for those people that work in the art industry. Second, we believe that art is also a primary need for the daily enjoyment of the people. This is actually true because many old people that have an old school taste in the music or in any other form that they can connect to currently unable to enjoy that particular art because the current art that is dominating the market is contemporary foreign art that these people doesn't have any connection to begin with. The third is, even if it is not a primary need of the people, even if it is a subjective needs of the people, not everyone can derive the benefit from, we still have to subsidize and fund it. That is why in status quo, we still fund sports, even if the benefit is subjective. That is why in status quo, the government gives tax exemption for many religious institutions because the government understands that subjective needs of the people should be catered. Second rebuttal. They say that if the government is evil, the government can weaponize the art, so the art that is going to be funded only used as a tool of state propaganda. We have 2 responses for this. First, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that we shouldn't debate in the context of evil government. Because if the government is evil, the government will not only use art to oppress the society, the government will use military attack to crack down on the society and the political dissidents. The debate should revolve around liberal democratic country. What if the government wants to instill progressive value towards art and towards society? We believe that this state-funded art is important to instill that progressive value. But second response, even if the government is using art to be discriminative towards certain controversial art, we think it is still fun. The reason for that is because the reason why the government do that is to maintain the stability within the society. For example, in Indonesia, the government will be probably not funding communistic art, right? But it is fine because that's how the government appeals to the society demand and prevent backlash from the society that could result into instability. We have 2 points of arguments. First, why art is essentially important to the state and therefore why state should fund art. And second, why the discussion about art is going to be jeopardized on their side of the house the moment the sole contributor of the art is only private institution. So first argument. First of all, we believe that art is important to uphold the identity of the nation. That is why the government funds the museum that depicts the struggle of our national hero and predecessor that fought to achieve that glorious independence. We believe that it is important to keep funding those art because there is a historical value within it, and the moment the government deprives the funding, it is a form of disrespect towards our predecessor. We don't think that the private donors have interest to fund this kind of art because they only focus on the contemporary art. Private donator doesn't care about important historical artifact of the state. Therefore, on the side of the house, society will not care and will not know what happened in the past through the visualization that is provided by this kind of art. We also believe that art also gives people identity because it is integral to one's life. For instance, for the old generation, classical traditional form of music is important because it is the only way for them to feel entertained and feel the connection to one's local culture. We believe that the government has an obligation to cater to the needs of the society. Moreover, the government is the one that contribute to them having their arts and local culture deprived. That is because the fact that this local culture is becoming less relevant in the society is not because the value of that art is becoming less meaningful. It is because the kind of art that is currently society like outcompeted by newer contemporary art in the form of Korean or Japanese culture, for example K-pop or J-pop. For example, the government is the one that allows this foreign culture to come in and dominate the market. That is why, if we rely only to the private market mechanism of art, what you will get is the most vulnerable part of society rights being taken away. The one who needs the art most for the sense of attachment for one's identity and preservation of historical local culture will be deprived from these people. We also believe that art can be used to maintain peace, harmony, and progressivity. We think that it is within the government interest to showcase and display to the society that it is possible to have peace and harmony, especially in the post-conflict society, right? In our side of the house, South African government can use the medium of art to make a state-funded movie how the blacks and whites can befriend and help each other to promote the diversity and harmony in society. It is important for them to do so because it can make the society feel like they can connect to each other through the visualization that is provided by the art. In a more stable liberal democratic country, the government can use the art to promote progressive values so it can be internalized by society. For example, in USA, through the National Endowment of Art Agency, the government has funded artists such as Wsdc that bring issue about AIDS crisis into the light, Serrano that give critique towards religious freedom, and Thorpe that promotes feminism and LGBTQ issues through their art. So we think it is important for the state to do that because it is essential. Second argument, why this discussion about art is going to be jeopardized on the side of the house the moment the sole contributor is only private donators. We believe that art is going to be jeopardized on the side of the house because private investors allow the art to not reveal important and true social issues. Because art in nature is an observation towards the real situation that we live in. This is why many arts brought up many important social issues that need to be highlighted. On the side of the house, what is going to happen is like what happened in British right now. British Petroleum in Sarasco funds UK National Gallery and British Museum, in which the portrait and the painting that is allowed to be displayed is art that is not highlighting the problem of climate change and environmental destruction that is caused by company like BP. We believe that we need counter narrative from the government to facilitate the individuals that want to highlight those environmental issues into the light by giving them platform and grants to do so in order for society to realize that there is a problem that we shouldn't just sit down and not thinking about the problem. So now the house is going to be balanced point of view. On the side of the house, private donators with their profit-oriented interest is going to dominate the art. We're very proud to propose.